How does an indie label differ from a major label? What are the major differences between the two, and distribution as well? What are the differences?
I want Jeff to answer that.
That's funny. I'll jump in. I guess I'm the major label guy today. I mean, to me, and I'd love to hear the whole panel's opinion on this, but to me, I look at it as just the overall amount of resources and your ability to scale as an artist. I think the majors still provide the most of both, meaning if your goal is to eventually become the biggest artist in the world, a major label is probably where you want to be. They're going to put the most money up front, and they have the manpower and the resources globally to make sure your music is reaching fans around the world.
Okay. Anyone from indie?
I think that I would highly agree with a lot of the things that Jeff said. The only thing that I would add to that is that those lines are becoming more and more blurred more than ever in the music business. So while that divide between indie and major may have been very profound 15 years ago, I think now those lines are becoming very blurred. And the main thing that's blurred those lines is the distribution landscape has changed dramatically. Going from physical to digital in the last 10 years, it was very hard to put physical product all over the world, but in the digital world, I can put the product in the same place they can put it. And now you're talking about mixing and matching marketing services and promotional services in different territories and different countries and so on and so forth. But the main thing is that I wanted to harp on was that I just think those lines have become very blurry.
I agree with everything they said, and also to add to it, though, on an independent level, I feel like, and these are all generalizations, right? Every label is different, whether it's indie or major or whatever. Some majors get involved earlier on artists than others. Some use data more than others, So I don't want to blanket say like majors are like this and indies are like this. For us as an independent label, when I hear an artist or when I hear their music or what have you, I don't look at the numbers and I don't care as much about the numbers as maybe some other people may. To me, it's like we're willing to get involved earlier and take that chance earlier to develop them and sort of see where the whole thing goes from the very, very beginning. And that's what I think separates us from some of the bigger companies where they need to wait a little bit until it gets to a certain level before they can throw all those resources to it, because they have 50, 100 other artists that they need to tend to as well.
And I'll agree with a lot of that. I mean, I think a lot of the resources that may not have been available to artists, to independent artists, 5, 10 years ago, just with how everything has gone digital and everything is internet-based, is really there for independent artists. I mean, you can succeed, you can get your music to the top of the Billboard charts as an independent artist. Don't think you can't. The other major distinction there is typically one of ownership. When you sign a major label deal, oftentimes you are giving up ownership of that music in exchange for an advance, which you then have to recoup and pay back to the company at your royalty rate, which typically in a major label deal is somewhere around 15 to 20%. And so just really understanding that stuff and understanding what you're getting into versus in an independent distribution situation. Ghazi is one of the absolute pioneers of digital independent distribution, and the stuff he's done is incredible. And there are guys who and ladies who own their music and own their masters and have stayed independent and made a lot of money doing it and have become very successful as an independent artist. And